What's going on, everybody? My name is Andrew Oliva and I'd love to review movies. If you haven't already, please leave a like down below and hit subscribe. It helps me out so much. Wednesday is a new show on Netflix directed by Tim Burton and stars Jenna Ortega as Wednesday. Now, I was really excited for this show. I'm a huge fan of Tim Burton, but he hasn't really put out his best stuff lately. I wasn't a huge fan of Dark Shadows. Miss Peregrine was okay, and then did not like the live-action Dumbo that he did. That was just a total misfire in my opinion. But I cannot forget all the great stuff that he's put out in the past. So I was hoping that this would be a return to form for Tim Burton. And my biggest issue with Wednesday is that it's not Tim Burton-y enough. I feel like his style was hidden behind all this high school drama that the show decides to focus on, instead of the wackiness and kookiness that you want from a Addams Family project. That's not to say that this show is bad. I enjoyed this show. It hooks you in. Like, I wasn't planning on binging all this show, but I did. I just wanted to see the next episode. But that's what I can say. It's highly bingeable, but what they decided to choose as the storyline, or not really the storyline, the plot is fine, whatever, but there's a lot of high school drama that I really didn't want them to focus on. Some of it is okay, like, there are some aspects of the high school stuff in the show that I enjoyed. I found it to be cute, but, it's just bogged down with, like, there's a love triangle in there that I found completely unnecessary. All the love interests, like, they're just not likable. Like, that's another thing. There's a lot of characters in this show that we meet, and hardly any of them are likable at first. Like, sure, you're supposed to grow, they're supposed to grow on you, and they somewhat do, but even Wednesday in the show can be so much at times, and I know that's part of her character's personality, and Jenna Ortega does a fantastic job at portraying that, but sometimes her personality can be a bit too much and starts rubbing you in the wrong way on that character, and I found myself not agreeing with some things that Wednesday was doing at times, and it took me out of the show a little bit. I still had fun with the show. There are specks of Tim Burton style in here. Like, you can definitely see it in some aspects of the show. But I just wanted more. I just wanted more Tim Burton in this show. Another thing was I don't want to give any spoilers. This is a spoiler-free review. But there is a creature in the show, and the CGI is not good. I don't know if that was just the design and it just looks that way, but the design of the creature itself is pretty cool and unique, but the execution of the CGI is not good, and it took me out every time that thing was on screen. And I don't think it's the design either, because there's another creature that shows up at the end of the show, and that CGI was also not that good. And I don't want to nitpick on the CGI, but when it takes me out of the show, it becomes a problem. And look, I got used to it after a while, but I still wish they would have spent a little bit more time on the CGI. It's whatever. But like I said, Jenna Ortega is fantastic as Wednesday Addams. I was surprised to see how much of the other Addams Family were in the show. I wasn't expecting them to be in this show as much as they were. There's a whole episode dedicated to them, and we learn more backstory about Morticia and Gomez in the show, which I actually enjoyed. And if they get a season 2, I hope we explore more into the other Addams of the Addams Family. But yeah, like I said, there's a whole bunch of side characters which have their own little side stories going on, and not all of them I connected to. That some were unnecessary in my opinion, and I just didn't feel like they were needed. Gwendolyn Christie as the principal of this school, she was really great in the show. I thought she was a standout. Christina Ricci is also in the show. She portrayed Wednesday in one of the other Addams Family movies. And her, I don't want to give too much about her role in the show if you are just going in blind. But I thought she did a fantastic job as well. Everyone in this show does good. There's a couple of side characters where the acting is not great. But that never took me out of the film. And also there were some character personalities that kind of switch really abrupt. Like there's one bully character that we meet in the show that switches personalities from hating the outsiders to liking the outsiders pretty quickly. And I wish they would have given a little bit more explanation, but that's whatever. And the overall plot of the show felt like something out of the CW. It kind of felt like Riverdale, but with better writing and better acting. But it had that feel of like high school drama meets supernatural mystery. It had that feel to it, and I wish the script was a bit tighter. It felt like it dragged on a bit too long. I was never really bored watching the show. There are definitely a lot of standout moments in this show, which I thought worked really well. But overall, I just wanted more from Wednesday, and it's definitely not Burton's worst film or worst project in a while. I definitely think this is better than what he's done in the past few years. But I just wanted more. Everything from the show, I just wanted more style. Make it stand out. When you're given a project with the Addams Family, you expect to go all out on the Addams Family, and like it's supposed to be like kind of wacky, kooky. It's supposed to be that, but he just took it in a really dark, grim, dull turn, which I really wasn't expecting. And overall, not a bad show. If you like Tim Burton, I'd say give it a shot. But at points, the show kind of felt a little bit cheap. And so I just really wanted more from the show. Jenna Ortega is fantastic. Everyone in the show is fantastic. But I just wanted a little bit more to make it stand out from other Netflix projects. At the end of the day, it just felt like another Netflix show, which if they decide to do a season 2, I'll be on board, I'll watch it. But I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't get a season 2, but that's not for me to say. Let me know what you thought about Wednesday in the comments below, and have a great day.